afternoon, good afternoon. Good afternoon, beloveds. Good afternoon. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to all my beloved soul family. How's everyone doing? We seem to be having a bad connection. It keeps pausing. But you know me, one way or another, we're going to do it. Blessings to you, Santo Mijita, Shatwa. Blessings to you. Good afternoon, Sylvia, Hazy. Feeling great. Thank you, Tavion. Awesome. Santo, Lily, Ms. Reg. Blessings to each and every one of you. Checking in today on this lovely Sunday for our Sunday get-together. I know it's been 2 Sundays since I have not shared space with you after the love healing ritual. That other Sunday I couldn't, last Sunday I couldn't either. So here we are this Sunday picking back up again on our spiritual Sunday message. I hope that everyone, wherever you are, wherever city, whatever state, or whatever side of the world you're in, I hope that you're having a great day or had a great day and are having a great evening, depending on the time zone that you're in. I'm hoping that you're doing great. I come to you this Sunday to share with you a very brief message. I'm going to make this brief, believe it or not. I just wanted to check in and not let a third Sunday go by without being able to communicate with you and share this space with you. Let's wait for a couple of more soul family warriors to check in. How's everyone doing today? How are you all feeling today? Alfie Tyne in the house. I'm doing great, Grace. Thank you, Grace. I hope you're doing great too. And her son Alchemy is in the house. Santo, Margie. Blessings to each and every one of you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you very much, Deborah. Awesome. So I want to start off before I get to the delivery of the message that I want to deliver today. I want to start off with a quote from a couple called Mark and Angel. And it says this. It says, "What you focus on grows. Stop managing your time. Start managing your focus." 99%, it keeps pausing, so when I pause. 99% of what stressed you out today won't matter a month from now. Shake off the nonsense, bring your attention back to what's important, and move forward with your life. Mark and Angel. I wanted to start off with that reading as Spirit prompted me to entitle today's message, "Is It Your Fight?" I want you to focus on that question. I want you to really take that question in. And I want you to ask yourself, is this my fight? Now, what that means is, are the things that you're focusing on right now, are the things that you're worrying about right now, are the things that you're stressing about at the moment, are the things that you are angry about or depressed about, is it really, when you go down into the root of the issue, is it really your fight? Is it really your fight? Or does it belong to someone else and you made a decision to become responsible over that fight? Santo Mijita, my goddaughter, Magda. So I want you to think about that. And as you think about it, again, I'm going to read this quote again for you, especially for those of you that are just joining. I'm going to read this quote again for you. What you focus on grows. Please take that in. What you focus on grows. Stop managing your time. Start managing your focus. 99% of what stressed you out today won't matter a month from now. Shake off the nonsense. Bring your attention back to what's important and move forward with your life. Mark and Angel. So again, based on the topic of this live on this Spiritual Sunday, is it your fight? On the things that you're focusing on right now, worrying about, stressing about, depressed about, angry about, bent out of shape, is it really your fight, or is it someone else's fight? And you made a choice to become responsible over something that wasn't even meant to be for you. Is it really your fight? It's a very, very, sounds simple, but it's a very important question that we must ask ourselves. We must ask this question today. Are the things that I'm focusing right now, is it really my fight? Or does it belong to someone else? Worrying if what you're worrying right now is your husband's responsibility or your child's responsibility, or your parents' responsibility or your best friend's responsibility, let them handle it so that you can bring your attention back to you, to your life. Because you cannot be, I don't care how great you are at multitasking, you cannot be in two places at the same time. You can't. You cannot. Think about this for a minute. You cannot be in two places at the same time. And because you can't be in two places at the same time, you cannot take on someone else's issues, someone else's battle, while you focus on your life. It cannot. It just can't happen at the same time, beloved. It can't. So I ask you, is it your fight? Is what you're going through right now your fight? How did you get there? How did you get to the situation that you're battling against in this moment? How did you get there? Because you might be in a fight right now that belongs to you, but how you got there was a choice you made. And now you are all tied up in something that wasn't even meant to be for you. But because now it's created a problem in your life, now you're caught. Now you're caught in the middle of something that we don't know how it's gonna. Now you're caught in the middle of something that is totally beating you down. Now you're caught in the middle of something that's wearing you down. But that's because you made a choice to get involved into that issue that wasn't meant to be for you. You made a choice to take on someone else's battle that wasn't meant to be for you. You made a choice to show up for somebody else that chose not to show up for themselves. That's a choice that you made. And now you're handling with dead weight that's not allowing you to reach the top of your mountain. To the top of your mountain where your victory lies. The top of your mountain where your victory awaits. The top of your mountain where prosperity is waiting for you. The top of your mountain where positive changes are awaiting for you. But you're hanging on to dead weight. Today's Spirit asks us, is this really your... That in itself is a question that many of you have to really think hard today on. You're going to have to ask yourself some questions that might be uncomfortable for you. You might have to address things that you're not ready to address. You might have to embrace things about yourself that you're not ready to hear. But if you don't hear it today, if you don't address it today, if you don't face it today, then when are you going to do it? 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 Today's message is this really your fight? Because look at how your life has been since the year started. Look at how your life has been for the past year. Let's even go that far. Or maybe for some of you, look at how your life has been for the past 5 years. Have all the things that you've done, have all the things that you've said, have all the things that you've been involved and entangled with, was it really your fight? Or is it because you have not known how to just wash yourself free from the burdens that you have allowed others to lay on you? The deposits that you have allowed others to make into you, are they really reaping the results that you expect and want and desire for your life? We are in our 3rd month of the year, March, and we are, believe it or not, we are at a very definitive stage of our year, which will determine how the rest of the year will go. Because if what you did in January, if what you did in February, if what you're doing now is what you're going to continue doing, it's what you will continue to do for the rest of this month and for April and May, your year will be wasted. Yet another year wasted in things that do not allow you to embrace your true freedom. Is it really your fight? Is that bickering that you got going on with your family member, is it really your fight? Is the point that you're trying to prove to that person, is it really your fight? Is the person that you're trying to retaliate against, is it really your fight? Is the person that you're trying to hurt because they hurt you, is it really your fight? Is the person that you're trying to convince them of something that they are not willing to, things that they are not even willing to listen to, is it really your fight? Is it really your fight? Is it really your fight to try to convince? I know this one won't sit well with some of you, but I'm going to say it anyway. Is it really your fight? Is it really your fight to try to convince your 25-year-old that he or she should be doing better with his or her life? Is it really your fight? Did you not do the job already? Did you not breastfeed that child already? Did you not clothe and nurture that child best way you knew how to? But now they're 25. Now they're 25 and you're still breastfeeding them? You're still, carrying them like they're 6 months year old? You are still nurturing their wounds. You're not helping them. You are enabling them. And you sure as hell not helping yourself. Spirit is here to tell you today, is it really your fight? Or do you feel the need to feel so included that the only way you feel important is when you're handling everybody else's business? When you really feel validated is when you're handling someone else's issues. When you really feel that you are being paid attention to is when you're handling someone else's mess. Is it really your fight? Is it really your fight? Because as long as you're focused on other things as long as you focus on other things that's not in your lane, you won't be able to embrace your freedom, your destiny, your journey, your healing, your growth, your abundance, your self-love. Is it really your fight? What are you focusing on? Is it really your fight? Is it really your fight to try to manipulate your significant? Is it really your fight to try to manipulate your significant other into doing what you want them to do because no one else in your past listened to you and you have such a control freak nature that you feel the need to hold on to things and possess things and control. Oh, no, no, no. Spirit asks you today, is this really your fight? Is it really your fight? Or are you really a control freak? Come on, let's call it out. Let's call it out. Let's call it out. Is it really your fight? Or is it that you don't know how to stay in your lane and mind your business? Is it really your fight? Or do you feel the need to be that kind of mother-in-law that's always in your son's business? Let him handle it. Is it really your fight? Is it really your fight? Or you're that next door neighbor that's always curious about what's happening in your block because you're that watchman, that watchwoman? Is it really your fight? Are you trying to handle someone else's life and business because you can't even handle your own? Is it really your fight? Oh, you're all not ready for this today. I believe and I feel some of you are not ready for this today. See, sometimes we're not ready to listen. We're not ready for the truth. We're not ready to embrace hardcore truth. You know, Spirit likes to dig deep and get into the underbelly of what you're denying, of what you are refusing to listen to embrace and accept. I ask you today, Spirit, the universe, the mother goddesses, the primordial mothers, they ask you today, is it really your fight? Es tu lucha. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. This topic, this theme came to me early in the morning when I was waking up. And I heard it in my ear. It said, será tu lucha. That's what it really is when we say it. But we translate it into Spanish. Será tu lucha. Is it really your fight? And that stuck with me. I jumped out of bed, I took a shower, and I was listening to that in my head. Será tu lucha. Is it really your fight? And that's the message I got for you today. Is it really your fight? Is it really your fight? Because some people, believe it or not, I know some of you will probably be, what in the world does that even mean? I'm going to tell you. Some of you, believe it or not, some of you only feel alive if you have chaos and drama going on in your life. Some people are addicted to drama and chaos and problems and issues and breakdown. Some people have normalized drama and trauma in their lives to such a degree that they don't know how to live outside of it. Blessings, Alava, blessings to you. Trust me when I say, some people are so addicted to drama and chaos that they don't know how to live without it. Are you being caught in someone else's addictive behavior? Are you being caught in someone else's addictive behaviors? And you're fighting someone else's fight? You're fighting someone else's war that's not meant for you. But now let's look at how it affects you. It affects you because Spirit already says that you can't be in two places at the same time. It's impossible to be in two places at the same time. It affects you because then your attention span is short. You cannot focus on your goals, on your dreams, on your desires, on your purpose. You can't even discover what your purpose is because you're worried about someone else's battles and issues. Is it really your fight? It affects you because it keeps pushing your destiny away from you. And because we are not aware of this consciously, we then start the blaming game. We start to blame people, society, the community, the family, the history. You then start to blame what happened to you when you were 9 years old and when you were 15 years old and when you were 21. You start to blame everything for what's going on in your life when the reality, Spirit, the universe, God, Mother Goddess is trying to show you and trying to tell you what's happening to you is because you're picking up someone else's fight. Now it's time for you to remember what you're supposed to do for you. Now it's time for you to remind your inner spirit why you are here on this earth. Now it's time for you to re-educate your inner spirit that re-educating your inner spirit that all is not lost, that you still have time to win, that you still have an opportunity to be in control of your destiny, that the universe has not forgotten you. You forgot yourself. The universe did not forget you. The universe has not forgotten you. You forgot yourself. You've been forgetting yourself for a while now. You've been forgetting yourself for a while now by being involved in things that are not in alignment. You've shifted your energy and your focus with things that are not in alignment with your highest purpose. You need to get it. You need to understand it. You need to embrace it. Maybe perhaps as you reflect on today's message, you will decide to probably say, oh, look at what Spirit is giving to me right now. I don't know who this message is for, my loves. I don't know who this message is for, but I'm going to say this. Just because you decide to take a step back, just because you decide to not continue fighting someone else's battle so that you can stay in your lane and do you, it does not mean that you don't love that person anymore. It does not mean that that love that you feel for that person is it's not important, or that you are devaluing them or not the best friend, or you're not no, it's stop trying to make yourself guilty for doing you. I did a post earlier this week that was basically, to sum it up, it was basically, the point was, do you, just do you. But we live in a time of life where we're trying to do us while we're also doing other people, and it doesn't work. We're out of balance, and if we are out of balance, look at what the Spirit is saying right now. I don't know if it resonates with you, but it resonates with me. If we are out of balance, we're out of order. Breathe on that one. If you are out of balance, you're out of order. If you are out of balance, you're out of order. You're out of order. You are out of order because you're out of balance. You're out of balance because you're not focusing on you. You're out of balance because you're taking on someone else's battles. Maybe you took on your mama's battles. How about that? Maybe you took on your brother's battles. You said, there's no one else. There's no one else. There's no one else. There's no one else to do this. There's no one else to do this. I guess it's meant for me to be the one to take on this battle. Was it? Or was it your choice? Was it your ego? Was it your self-inflicted need to feel important, or to feel useful, or to feel seen? Our ego, trust me, our ego is not easy to deal with. I hear you, G-Light. But let me tell you something, if I may. Many of us do things truly, sincerely, out of love. Many of us do things sincerely. But let me tell you something today, if I may. Let me tell you something today, if I may. Sometimes we do things out of love. And what we end up doing is falling out of love with ourselves. See, I don't want to do something out of love. I want to do it in love. Ponder on that for a minute. I know the normal expression, I know probably the correct English language is to do things out of love. But when I've never internally, personally, this is my opinion and you don't have to agree. Spiritual walk, my spiritual opinion, and you don't have to agree, my beloveds. But I've never sincerely, let me put this out there, I've never really felt so 100% about doing things out of love. Because somewhere in my brain feels that if I do out of love, I'm falling out of love with myself. No, anything out of love. I want to do things in love. But that requires a level of balance and responsibility that will always keep me honoring my boundaries. If I do things out of love, I fall into the danger zone of forgetting myself, of not honoring myself, of doing more than I should. And I don't know if I want to continue doing that for the rest of my life. So this message may not sit well with some people, especially other spiritual thinkers, and that's fine, to each their own. That's fine, to each their own. I don't want to do anything out of love. I want to do things in love. Because if I do things in love, I have to continuously remind myself to love myself first. And everything else that comes after that will be at the right balance. It would be at the right balance. That's where I'm able to be someone that truly honors my boundaries. Think about this. This is so deep. I might watch this video for myself again because I think I need to remind myself about some things right now. Think about it for a minute. Think about it for a minute. Not just for you, but for everybody. Not just for you, but for everybody in your life. How many people do we not hear that their greatest sufferings? Listen to this. I'm a little blown away by what Spirit is giving to me right now. How many people do you and I don't know that have fallen into the most precarious and how many people do you and I don't know that have fallen into the worst situations because they did things out of love? Out of love. They did it out of love. I feel that when we do things out of love, we run the that may not be your case, that may not be everybody's case, but we run the risk of letting the love out so deeply, so hard, that we leave ourselves loveless. We leave ourselves loveless. We leave ourselves in a pool of empty love because we poured it all out and gave it to other people and gave it to other places and gave it to somebody else more than I was giving it to myself. And this is what puts me at risk with addictive behaviors, with other addictions. This is what put me at risk at not knowing myself, at not honoring myself, risk of not understanding myself, who I am at the core of my being. It puts me at risk of not honoring my divine contract. Because I did so much out of love. I did so much things out of love. I gotta give it to you. I did so much out of love that I forgot how to love myself. I did so many things out of love that I, in the process, forgot how to love myself. So I came to the realization that even though it might sound good, even though this is what many spiritual thinkers and gurus and life coaches and whatever many have always taught us, doing things out of love, I will respectfully reject that. And I will say we shouldn't do things out of love because we run the risk of pouring too much out, pouring what belongs to me out. I will do things in love. In love. I don't know how it happened, but in love over the years got reduced to just romance. Got reduced to just, romantic partnerships with your significant other. No. I'm in love. I'm in love with my breath. I'm in love with my walk of life. I'm in love with my body. I'm in love with the sun that shines through my window. I'm in love with the sounds of the animals and the birds that I hear in the morning. I'm in love with the opportunities that get presented to me by the divine. I'm in love with my family. I'm in love with my people that I truly love. I'm in love. I'm in love. But because I'm in love, I remind myself to have boundaries. I remind myself to have boundaries. Boundaries. If I do this whole out of love thing, I might be doing too much and leave myself depleted in the process, taking on other fights that don't belong to me. Oh, I ask you today, Spirit poses this question for us today. Is it your fight? Is it your fight? Is it your fight? Because you might have to reconsider. Have to reconsider this week what you're doing. What are you doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Is this really my fight? Is this bickering? Is this continual bickering back and forth with this person really my fight? You fight with people trying to convince them of something that they may not be ready to embrace. It may not be the right moment for them to know what you already know. They might have not gone through the lessons needed to embrace what you have already embraced. Is it really your fight? And as much as you might not want to hear this, as much as it might be hard for you to hear, even when it's your own children, that children that came from your womb, there's a moment in time that you have to let them go so they can be. Did you hear that? Sometimes you have to let them go so that they can be. But some of you keep nurturing them like if they were still in Pampers. The level of nurture has to change in order for them to be, so that they can take responsibility, so that they can embrace the better version of themselves, so that they can understand that they may understand there will not always be someone there to catch them and pamper them and no. Ay, mijito, pobrecito, mijito. Ay, mijita, venga. No, that's enabling. Gotta let them be. Gotta let them be. It's not your fight. They have to fight their own battles now. Some of you need to let them fight their own battles so now you can start fighting your, so that then you can now start fighting your own battles. You've done your work. You've done your work. You've done the best you've known how to do with the tools that you had. Is it really your fight? That's my message for today. How's my soul family doing on this beautiful Sunday? How's my soul family doing? I hope this message resonated with you today. And I hope you understand that there are some things that you might need to release. And it's okay for you to release it and not feel guilty about it. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel guilty. You're welcome. You're welcome. Love 619. You're welcome. You're welcome. G-Light, you're welcome. Blessings to you, each and every one of you. Is it really your fight? Is it really your fight? And I'll tell you actually one last thing. When you come to the conclusion that it may not be your fight, then you should be able to let it go without any guilt and start doing you. Start doing you. It's our responsibility to do us. It's our responsibility to do us. Because no one can do you like you. No one can walk your journey. Only you can walk your journey. Let's take a deep breath on that. Look at some of these messages because I couldn't read any of the messages earlier. Awesome. Kara Heel, Marsher. Was war to keep due to the battles. We forgot what we can for us. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Most definitely. Awesome. Beloved soul family. I love you all. Something is telling me to close off by just saying it's not your fight. Whatever you think is your fight is not your fight. Your fight is something else. Your fight is somewhere else. Your fight is something else other than where you're at right now. It's not your fight. It's not your fight to fight. And some of you, if you even agree, might have to start reconsidering how you do things out of love. Let's rather do things in love so that you never forget yourself along the process, along the way, doing things in love. May each and every one of you be blessed. Happy Sunday. Have a blessed Sunday. May the very best version of you show up little by little, piece by piece, every single day, until the vision has grown to the degree that your divine source needs it to be for your well-being. Have a blessed rest of your day or evening. This is Spiritual Dr. Rafi. Hit like, leave a comment in this video, okay? If this message resonated with you, leave a comment in the video, hit like. Help this soul brother here with the algorithms, and share this video if you believe someone that you know needs to hear it. Put it on your timeline, put it in your stories, because you never know who you will be blessing by sharing the love. Have a great day. Over and out.